Hi, I'm Joe from Joe's Country Junction. I want to show you today something fun I made with my Dresden plate die. Here's just a little candle mat, simple and easy, and I'll explain to you how to do it. The first thing you need to do is to take your Accuquilt Go Cutter, and this is my Dresden plate die. Now the one I showed and the example I have here is shown using this rounded edged the rounded edge fan blades, but you can do it with these too, and I'm going to show you a little bit about that too. The first thing that you'll need to do is you need to cut out 10 of each of the blades. Mine is two colored, it's blue and red, so what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get 10 of one color and 10 of the other color. It's really quick and easy to cut these out. All you do is layer your fabric right on here, put your mat on top, and run that right through your Go Cutter, and then you'll have your blades in no time at all. The next thing you need to do is, if you're making the rounded edged one, you're going to need to sew the pieces together. You're going to lay them right sides together and sew from here to here, but this is the thing that I want to tell you, is make sure that your seam allowance is smaller than 1/4 of an inch. Typically when we sew quilts we use a 1/4 inch seam, but if you want to make this with 20 fan blades, you're going to have to do a little bit smaller of a seam. The next thing you need to do after you have them all together, remember you're rotating red and blue. Then after you have them all sewn together, take them to your ironing board and iron all of the seams open, and then you'll have something that looks like this. Okay, and remember that was 10 red and 10 blue. The next thing you need to do, and here I have a sample, and the sample I'm showing here is using the straight edge fan blade. If you want to do this, you're going to need 21 blades altogether, because no matter what I did and tried, I couldn't get just the 20 to work. So, and this is a multicolored. What I did is I took a piece of batting, I laid the batting down, then I laid the backing down, and then I laid my piece on top, and I sewed all the way around the edge using a 1/4 inch seam. Now I'm taking my scissors and I'm cutting around the edge like this, all the way around. Okay, and then you're going to go and you're going to clip all of these edges all the way around like this. And keep cutting till you get all the way around. If you do this with the rounded blades, you have to be really careful that when you come in that you're stopping with your needle down right in the divide of the seam. So here I am still cutting. It's a long ways around here. Okay, after you have it all cut, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take and you're going to use this hole and turn it inside out like this. And I'm just trying to straighten it out a little bit. And like I said, this version is the straight edge version. Okay, what you do next is you take this to your ironing board and iron that all down. From there, when I did this one, what I did is I stitched in the ditch and quilted it. Just stitched all the way across and stitched in the ditch, and that's what I would do with this one. I would just stitch all the way across from here, and I'd stitch across over to here. And then after you've done that, then you might want to take and go 1/4 of an inch all the way around the outside. Now to cover up your center, this is the trick that you're going to do for that. On your Dresden plate die, they have the circles at the edge. You're going to need to cut out 2 circles, and then you're going to place the 2 circles right sides together, and then after you do that, you're going to sew all the way around the edge. You're going to clip those corners again, and then you're going to want to turn this right side out. You're going to want to take this to your iron, and you're going to want to put your slit down, and this is the perfect size for this one right here, and this will cover up this larger one with the straight blades. You'll have to get out your 5-inch circle die and cut a circle from your 5-inch circle die for that. And this is just a fun and quick, easy project that you can make using your Dresden plate die. When I get a new die from Accuquilt, I like to do some fun projects that give me an idea of what it's going to be like to sew a whole quilt before I get into the whole quilt, so I can, correct some errors and things like that. And so that's a fun thing, using your Dresden die. And you can find out more on my blog at joescountryjunction.com.